Shalom, shalom, brother Kazak. Got back with our third part on the identity of the so-called African Americans. Now, we told you in part one that to be called an African American is an oxymoron. Okay. In part two, we told you that according to the Bible, all man came from one man, Noah, and Noah had a son by the name of Ham. And according to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, Ham was the father of the dark race of people, but not the Negro. Okay. So now we're in a dilemma because he told us that the Negro was not from Ham. Okay. We read in the previous version, part 2, that Japheth is the father of the sons of Gomer, which historically and through also another source you can get, which is the works of Josephus, tells you that they are the people who populated Europe, the sons of Japheth. So the Negroes didn't come from that. Okay. 2, Zondervan told us that the Negroes didn't come from Ham. The Egyptians, the Libyans, the Ethiopians, and the Canaanites came from Ham, but the Negroes didn't. Okay? So now we have one last son left. So if the Negroes didn't come from Japheth and it didn't come from Ham, where did they come from? Okay? All right? Now, so Genesis 10, we're going to read this and then we're going to skip forward in time to deal with some things, right? Okay. Now, in Genesis chapter 10, verse 21, it says, unto Shem also the father of all the children of Eber. The word Eber means to cross over, right? So now, from a simplistic perspective, Eber means to cross over. So now, from simplicity, any person who came as a descendant of Eber, which was transliterated to the English word Hebrew, any descendant of Eber is in fact a Hebrew. Okay? Now, some of you might say, well, brother, Hebrews are just Israelites. No, it's not correct. That's very incorrect because you are named after your father. So Eber or Hebrew is any person, we're going to show you here, who is a descendant, right, of Eber. Eber, it says, the brother of Japheth, the elder. Even to him were born children. The children of Shem are Elam and Asher and Arphaxad and Lud and Aram, right? And the children of Aram are Uz and Hul and Gether and Maash and Arphaxad. And Arphaxad begot Salah. And Salah begat Eber. Right? So we have Eber again. And unto Eber, the Hebrew, because that's where Hebrew comes from, were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg. So anyone who is a descendant of Peleg is now a Hebrew, because why? His father was Hebrew. That was his father's name. Eber, Hebrew, right? For in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Yoktan, right? So Yoktan and Peleg, right, were brothers. And all of the children of Yoktan, as well as all the children of Peleg, are Hebrews. Okay? Just want to be clear. And Yoktan begat Almadad and Shaleth and Hazarmaveth. and Yerah, and Hadaram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Obal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Yobab. All these were the sons of Yoktan. To be correct in identifying a large mass percentage of Arabs, they are Hebrews, not through Abraham, Hebrews through Eber. Okay? Okay? So that takes them a lot deeper. They are not Abraham's sons. They are, and some of them may be through a later mixture, but primarily the mixture of people that came through Yoktan are the people that lived in the region called the Mesopotamia, which in the Hebrew tongue was called the Er Naharim, or the land between the rivers. Okay? Now, so it says, and their dwelling was from Mesha. You can follow this, you can get a dictionary, or you can get a global map. As thou go towards Sephar, a mount of the east. See that? So that is giving us a picture of from the east, the mountains of the east, all the way up into that land. These are Hebrews. These are people, descendants of Eber, or Hebrews. Not from Abraham, because Abraham's not in the picture yet, but these are Hebrews genetically from their father Eber. Those are the sons of Eber that settled in that land from the East Mountain to the land of the Mesopotamia, which is ancient Babylon, which is ancient Sumer, which is ancient which we're going to get to in a minute. Let's go to chapter 11 real quick, and then we're going to bring this particular segment to a close, as I said before. Okay. Verse 10, Genesis 11 and 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years and begat Salah. Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 400 years and 3 years and begat sons and daughters. Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber, the Hebrew. Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years and begat sons and daughters. Eber lived 430 years, begat Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. Peleg lived 30 years and begat Ru. Peleg lived after he begat Ru 209 years and begat sons and daughters. Ru lived 230 years and begat Sarug. Ru lived after he begat Sarug 207 years and begat sons and daughters. Sarug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. Sarug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. Now Nahor lived, check this out, listen, 920 years and begat Terah, right? Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years. So we got Nahor and now Terah. Terah lived 70 years and he begat Abram and Nahor and Haran. So Nahor was named after his grandfather, Nahor, okay, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. And Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity of Ur of the Chaldees, right? So that's verse 28. So Abraham died in the land of Ur of the Chaldees. So if we go to verse 28, let's look this up and see if we can glean here right quick. Okay, verse 28. 11:28. Ur is the word, it says the same as 2:17, a place in Chaldea, also an Israelite. So 2:17 tells us that means, it says from 2:15, flame, hence in plural, the east, as being the region of light, right? Now, So we go to 215. It says from 215. So go to 215. Strong's Concordance 215. It says a prime root to be causively make luminous, literally and metaphorically. Okay, so that is the root of that. Now, so is the land where, in the Chaldees, in the land which is the ancient land of summer, right? From a geographic perspective, which is the land of summer, okay? Which is the land where people of color sojourned in, as well as the Hamitic lands, okay? The Japhetic lands, according to Josephus and other resources, the Book of Jubilees, I believe it is, those lands that were in the northern regions were the settlements of the sons of Japheth.